Welcome, dear friends. Here we are with another study of the Spiritist magazine. Welcome every Tuesday at 8 p.m. We come together to study one of the articles from one of the issues of the Spiritist magazine. As always, we want to encourage everyone to download spiritistmagazine.org. Visit spiritistmagazine.org to download the PDF version of the magazine, to get a link to the app of the magazines where you can get free of charge all of the issues of the magazine in your phones, in your tablets, so on and so forth. And today, this week here is Thanksgiving weekend, and we're going to be focusing on our words. Many of us will travel to be with family, to rejoice, and to ask ourselves, what are we thankful for? Right? We are thankful to be here with you today. We are thankful for the intuition and inspiration of the good spirits that guide us. We are thankful for this life, for the earth. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful for you because today, in your company, we will be together. Let's see one thing. We're looking at something. We will be together discussing this beautiful work by the Spirit under Luiz through the mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier. And here we have banners. There you go. So we have the ability to show to everyone who comes a little bit later on the program to watch us where they are. You can go and visit spiritistmagazine.org to download the article. I'm going to share with you my copy of the magazine. So if you visit spiritistmagazine.org, you will see the link to share the files, and here you have this beautiful article. And this magazine published in October of 2019. It's very special because it focuses on women in spiritism. And today's article is towards the middle of the magazine on page 13 of the PDF, that is about in the sphere of the word. Dear friends, how many times today we have said something, perhaps not even thought something, not necessarily said something, but then we're thinking about what are the words we thought? What are the words we spoke? How were they connected to the things we were doing? How did they improve our day? And how did they delay or hinder our progress throughout the day? Here I'm going to share with you a Zoom because we read together these teachings. And we think about how we can apply these teachings to our daily lives. So Andrea Luiz says, a certain offensive word was projected into the world by a frivolous mouth. In a few days from this almost imperceptible ferment of incomprehension, a great epidemic of slander was born, right? Today we have viral news, we have fake news, we have a lot of misinformation floating around our lives. And it starts with offensive words being projected to the world by frivolous mouths. So we don't want to be the frivolous mouths that are projecting offensive words to the world. No, none of us want to think we are like that. However, someone started it. So we have to think about, are we are we the ones? Are we sharing frivolous, offensive words into the world or into the universe? So, from slander, so the epidemic was of slander. This from slander came ungrateful notes, establishing a great infestation of calamity. From calumny appeared observations that generated discord, disturbance, discouragement, and infirmity. So here we have offensive words projected, leading to slander that generates discord, disturbance, discouragement, and infirmity. So, friends, words have so much power. So, calumny is making false and defamatory statements about someone, which is similar to slander and defamation of character. It starts with words. And hopefully, we're not the ones with the words. But words can make you infirm, can make you sick. Look at the powerful message we have today as we're going to gather with our family members and friends. And perhaps this is the opportunity to practice charity by saying charitable words. But if we can't, zip it. Silence is the greatest charity as well. And Andrea Luiz will tell us from such imbalances, conflicts and ravages arose, creating affliction and ruin, war and death. All things we have still on our planet of trials and expiations. So if we start with our thoughts, which are the mirrors of our minds, then it goes to emotions, to ideas, and to actions. And one of the actions, we can use thoughts to create a better world through words. Now he's gonna call us his brethren. Isn't that beautiful? He considers us one of his brothers and sisters and loved ones. To the discarnate physician, that's him, right? The physicians we know that take care of us when we go to the Spiritist center, spiritual surgeries, mediumistic meetings, public sessions, and studies. The misleading verb is always the dark root of much of the pathogenic processes that plague humanity. Have you thought about it, friends? A lot of the pathogenic processes, that is disease, can start with the misleading verb. Let's think about this. The depressing word is invisible scabies, complicating problems, blackening destinies, slowing progress, undoing peace, striking faith, and nullifying joy. It takes one word to do all of that. A misleading word being projected into the world. So let's think about how many times we've done this, because we have much responsibility towards the progress as co-creators that we are with Jesus, to make this beautiful planet one day a planet of regeneration. In the world, if we seek to select healthy foods for the security and aplomb of the body, right? We say good nutrition leads to healthier physical bodies. It is indispensable to choose edifying conversations and be able to preserve the beauty and the harmony of our souls. So this week, as we travel and as we gather, let's choose edifying conversations, especially in a time where there's so much discord and polarization around us. Because together with unhealthy foods, alcohol and drugs, misleading words can allow us, will promote our bodies and emotional bodies, spiritual bodies, to become ill or diseased. So this is Andrea Luiz saying to you and I, choose edifying conversations. So what does that mean? No gossip, no slander, no sarcasm, no poking on people's wounds to reopen them, not making offhanded comments about things. It also means I'm speaking about like how do we project to the world a better word, but also what are you consuming in terms of words? Edifying pieces of literature in your Audible app or murder crimes on podcasts or gossip reality TV somewhere or calling loved ones to complain or to slander someone, right? Those are things that people do every day that may be detrimental, that Andrea Luiz is telling us. You need to choose edifying conversations to preserve beauty and harmony because our soul, our spirit, project into our perispiritual body that reflects in the physical body. So what comes from the mind can most definitely affect the health the health of our bodies, spiritual and physical. Mouths gathered in exaltation of evil resemble rubbish bins, leaking bacilli of delinquency and spiritual disintegration. Interesting, he's talking about how when we come together, say a bunch of people coming together to gossip about someone, to make a comment that could have been not made, or to bully someone, then we are exalting evil, just like garbage. He's making a metaphor here, right? Excuse me. If you go to the garbage can, what do we have? We have the natural process of deterioration of organic molecules because they break down through the work of bacteria and fungi that break down organic matter and produces different compounds and that smell. And he's talking about leaking bacilli is a type of bacteria of delinquency and spiritual disintegration. So it hurts us spiritually to be gathered to exalt evil. And the beauty of our studies on Tuesday, and people seem to think I'm harsh, but the beauty of being together is that we can analyze this and say, am I part of these or not? Knowing is halfway there because we have to know. If we are not, outstanding work. Come teach us. But the majority of humans are still in the vibrational level of exhausting evil when we celebrate mistrust, when we spread fake news, when we gather to complain about those who lead us. Instead of helping, we're not constructing, we are disintegrating the basis of what makes society a well-run democracy. When we gather to speak bad about others, when we gather on Thanksgiving table and complain about the uncle and the aunt or the cousin or the father or the mother, they did this to us. We are leaking this bacilli of delinquency and spiritual disintegration. So what do, dear friends? We analyze our behavior and he says, let us heed the silence where fraternal aid is not possible. This is what our grandparents would say. If you don't have anything nice to say, stay quiet. Don't say anything, right? So silence is charity. If you go to the book, Jesus in the Home by Neil Lucio, which I probably have it in behind me here somewhere. What do we see? Jesus as our guide and model. So we are looking for Jesus' behavior to copy, literally to copy, to follow. Then we see Jesus meeting with the apostles, many instances. And the stories, I'm sure someone should do a psychological evaluation of his stories in there. It shows how Jesus behaved. And a lot of times he waits until everybody says something. And when he opens his mouth, to say anything. It's always fraternal. He's delivering fraternal aid. And thank God Neo Lucio came to us through the mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier to bring us those teachings so we can copy them until it becomes second nature. He says, André Luiz says, the prophet said that the word spoken in due time is like an apple of gold in a basket of silver. However, only love and humility can produce this miracle of light. So you want to infuse your words, which start with good thoughts, love with love and humility. When we don't know, we say we don't know. When we made a mistakes, we ask for forgiveness, we make amends. We serve, we help. We serve and we help. In order to cooperate with the Christ, did you know, friends, that you are a collaborator who cooperates with Christ as a co-creator in a lesser plane? You are constantly creating your tomorrow. And the collective experience is being created as well. If each and every one of us is infusing our words of love, humility, we stay silent, we don't indulge in slander, destruction, so on and so forth, then we are all building a better tomorrow. We're cooperating with the Christ. So in order to cooperate with the Christ, which you are a cooperator, André Luiz says it's essential to tune the season of our life with this redeeming gospel. We have to go read the New Testament, go read the works of Emmanuel, go read the Spiritist literature, the gospel according to Spiritism. Go back to the basics of Kardec and the superior spirits and learn how to be by doing, not just by studying, but put those into practice. But we have to seek to feel with Jesus. Jesus never slandered anybody. Notice that all his words were of peace, of calmness. He warned us of many things that came. He taught us so much. And we need to seek to feel with Jesus. Thank you, Jesus and André Luiz, for this opportunity. Let us not forget that the tongue speaks to the human beings and the heart speaks to God. So what's inside of our hearts eventually comes out in the way we speak. In the book Calmness by Emmanuel, what do we see? We see a chapter called, I'm not going to remember right now, but the chapter, I can look it up, ends with saying, under Emmanuel says to us, your voice is your sound portrait. That's what he says. Let's see. Cultivating patience. Something is missing in here. I will find it. I will find. It's chapter 31 on controlling the speech, I believe. He says, it's not the book Courage. That's why we can find. But this is live, right? We're recording and being together. Okay, so chapter 3, speak peacefully. Your voice is your sound portrait. What you say can, if you take a picture of you, it would reflect the sum of your emotions, the sum of your actions and your words, which ultimately come from what we think. So what kind of pictures would be taken of you today? Would they be bright and airy or dark and moody? Would they have blood stains in them because we are involved in words of war and revenge, and they gonna learn, I'll come get them, and they don't do this to me? Or we resign the peaceful and calm in this blue area? Or is it loving and caring and is more green? And you make your own sound portrait. I've been giving you examples, but it's important for us to seek to feel with Jesus. And if you want to learn more, chapter 3 of the book, Calmness, which is also a playlist here at the Spiritual Side of Richmond and Kardec Radio, where we studied it together every week. So this message was transmitted through Chico Xavier on May 1954. Thank you, André Luiz, at the Grupo Meimei, in Pedro Leopoldo, Minas Gerais. It's from the book Psychophonic Instructions, and our dear friends at Kardec Radio have done a beautiful work of studying this book. There's a playlist about it. You can go check it out. Dear friend, in the sphere of the world, in the sphere of the word, when you go about your day around the world, wherever you are, thankful for this opportunity of being together, for this lifetime, for this reincarnation, may you stay vigilant about your words, your actions, your thoughts, so that we can all co-create with Jesus and collaborate with Him towards a better future. God willing, I'll be back with you next week with another study of the Spiritist magazine. Until then, stay well, stay safe, take care of yourself and others, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.